Rivers across the area are rising tonight. Some homes and businesses along the Mississippi are underwater, and in so many communities, this Friday night will be spent sandbagging. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve Savard.
I'm Courtney Bryant. News 4 crews are tracking the water levels in communities up and down the Mississippi, and right now some are dealing with a flash flooding threat as others see water topping levees. Our team is watching out for you. Let's begin with ASHLI Lincoln live in WINFIELD, 45 miles northwest of St. Louis in Lincoln County.
Well, Courtney and Steve, we can tell our viewers that the water is moving in this area very quickly. Fire officials just told me this entire area you see behind me, all of that was dry land this morning. You can see it's completely saturated with water, but right now they are focusing all of their attention on this levee system behind me. This is a low-lying levee system, and my cameraman Chuck is going to zoom down in on the group of people down there, and that's a group of volunteers and fire officials. They are sandbagging parts of that levee system because water is starting to make its way through. And because of all this, the department has issued a voluntary evacuation order for people living north of WINFIELD and Foley. Here's some video we shot earlier of volunteers working. Fire crews tell us there are about 50 to 75 homes that could be impacted if this water begins to breach this levee. Now, I found there are also some other trouble spots with this levee. Residents say some spots have holes in them, and it has them concerned about what's going to happen to their property if that water starts to come in.
I don't know whether to leave. I don't know whether to stay, but I've been saying my prayers. Sorry. I've just been saying my prayers.
The fire department says they plan to have pumps at areas where there are holes in the levees near homes to keep those areas dry. Now, they do expect this area to crest around midday on Saturday, so they are urging residents, if they live in that troubled spot, to evacuate this area before 1 p.m. on Saturday to make sure that they are not in any harm. Reporting live in WINFIELD, ASHLI Lincoln, News 4.
The only way in and out of Grafton, Illinois is from the north on Route 3. Flooding has all other roads shut down. Now the businesses still open are hurting for customers. News 4's Paige HULSEY is live tonight in Grafton. Paige.
Right now, the Mississippi is overtaking the road that would normally separate these businesses from those houses over there, leaving those families basically on an island by themselves. And back over here, the water is just creeping higher and higher into the basement. Some business owners I talked to said they are staying open. They want to be open, but it's just so hard for customers to get to them here because of all the road closures.
As you can see, you can bring your fishing gear and sit on the deck and fish. Water has come up and it's very fast. Speed is coming up.
The owner of Ruble Hotel is making the most of his new riverfront property.
I have been a lucky person. I've been here 10 years. I had 8 floods.
He's in good company.
Little Sleep 12, built in 1836, and it's probably seen a lot of water.
Down the street, guest house owner Dan Bechtold has also weathered more floods than most.
It's like anything else. This is part of Grafton, and we accept it for the fact that we know once we get in, clean it up, and the river goes back in its banks, business will be good. Business will be booming.
Until then, he's moved out anything that matters.
I always use the term, we took out all the diamonds and we left the stone or the coal. So it don't hurt for it to go underwater.
Some homes around them are completely cut off. Now on an island, we saw this family using a boat to get back and forth. Both business owners know there will be plenty of cleanup ahead, but they are counting on the tourists to return after that.
You can't fight with Mother Nature, so you might as well live with it and at least put a smile on your face.
This ain't our first rodeo. We'll be back in business and it'll be business as usual.
Those gentlemen certainly in good spirits, but I talked to the mayor today and he said he is worried that this will have a devastating impact on revenue for the entire community. The National Weather Service expects the river here to crest early next week. We're live in Grafton. Paige HULSEY, News 4.
Another community keeping a close eye on the rising Mississippi is Alton. The water there has covered some roads and parking lots. A few businesses have closed, including the Argosy Casino. Officials with the casino say it will be closed for business indefinitely until the water has receded. Meanwhile, almost 100 miles north of St. Louis, downtown Clarksville is underwater. The Mississippi continues to rise and it's expected to crest there tomorrow evening. News 4's KRISTEN CORNETT shows us how Clarksville is coping.
The flooding in Clarksville is extensive, and while this won't break the record high crest set in 1993, it is expected to come within about 1.5 feet of it.
We are in the process of building onto what we built for the last crest just a few days ago. And as we see the crest increasing in height, we are increasing the height of the walls that we have built.
The entire downtown business district is impacted. Citizen volunteers, as well as AmeriCorps from St. Louis, students from 3 different area schools, and the male and female prisoners are all helping to fill and distribute sandbags.
We're working on CBC Bank down here in Clarksville, and we have, of course, sandbagged all over town, our Clarksville Antique Center, uptown, individual residents too. Yeah, we want to protect everybody.
Mayor Smiley realizes it could be much worse, but is frustrated. This scene keeps repeating.
It's just tiresome to keep doing this as often as we're having to do it, spending the kind of money that we're having to spend that we don't have, knowing full well that we could prevent this if we had been able to purchase what we have tried to purchase now for 10 years, which is an easy up wall.
Unfortunately, they have not been able to get the money to make it happen. So in the meantime, the volunteers will work into the night.
We're very close, yeah. We all help each other. This is what it's all about.
Mayor Smiley tells me that they're going to need volunteers through at least Sunday. So come on down to Clarksville, head to City Hall, sign in there, and they will tell you what you can do to help. In Clarksville, KRISTEN CORNETT, News 4.
Water is also rising steadily south of St. Louis. Parts of Arnold and PEVELY are seeing water threaten homes and businesses. Water has covered the parking lot at the dirt track in PEVELY and is not far from covering the track itself. As the waters rise, there is more rain in the forecast.